Okay, so we're 1 week into Season 2 at the moment. We're on Saturday the 9th. It launched on Saturday the 2nd. And I've had quite a few people asking me what I'm playing. So at the moment I am playing Enchanter. Been playing it since launch, been templating it, PvPing with it, farming with it. I'll just go through some of the questions I've had at the moment. So at the moment I am Mana Spec. Mana Spec had quite a few buffs in Season 2 beta, including they moved the root to heat damage type, so you can now debuff your own root, in addition to debuffing your own stun. The ASR, let me find my quick bind, is now in mana as well, the single target one, so that is very powerful for melee. Just pop it if you get a melee on you, or preemptively as well. Similarly, still as a sub-spec in light, you still have the area of effect on, which is 23%, so you can catch a melee group with that on ink. Also really good. So we have PBA in mana, got the debuff, elemental debuff, which synergizes with all Hibernian casters now that Banshee has a cold nuke and Animist has a matter nuke, so whatever pug you're in, as long as they're dual spec, they should be able to nuke your damage type. And then you're using the baseline light nuke on that as well. However, if you're in an Eldritch sort of soul train group, you can use the baseline energy nuke as well. That's what I have on my quick bar here. Let's just go through template quickly. So this is the second template I had. The first one I had was just a basic one with epic and a few items to make sure I could get out on PvP pretty fast and farm. The one at the moment I'm pretty happy with, apart from I really want the ML10 staff because it's a fumble debuff, and pre-RR5 or at all, chances don't really have anything to counter charging tanks apart from fumbling them, but it is what it is. It's not in the game at the moment and I cannot fit it in the template anyway. So most things are capped in the template, 1% off cold, 300 hits only, it is what it is. We have 25% power regeneration from the Infernal Sleeves, but also the Greater Myth of Power. This will get swapped out for a Desert Arcane Myth when it drops, which has 10 power I think, but it's fine for the time being. And on the point of myths, I am quick swapping it with a bind, just whenever I jump off something, for the safe fall as well. Everything else is capped. Yeah, 20% Siphon as well, and 25% spell duration. Other items of note, yeah, we've got the Snare Buckler in there as well. We have the one-handed with buff bonus, I only have 10% at the moment. So whenever I charge or buff, we always quick swap to the one-handed and then swap back out to the staff. I have that Q bound, I think I have control space and alt space for that one. Other items of note, everything's pretty basic really, nothing super special. The new Bracer of Snow for it's in TOA, you can buy it for glass. It's really good because it helps with duration, 10% duration on that, which means you do not have to wait for the right rogs to drop to be able to get 25% duration in your template. What else? I think everything else is just basic, just normal template stuff. 20% Siphon, we're good. So as per Season 1, we'll be charging Dex Quick, Strength Con if you're feeling rich, both from the Ring of Bedlam in your inventory. If you haven't got the Bracer of Snow, you can use your Epic Gloves for a Acuity charge, or you can use the Bracer of Snow. What else do I charge? Ah yeah, base Dex if you're soloing from the Cape of Legend Domain. And that's about it. In terms of pets, so when solo and duo, I will be using the Companion because it's a chain snare. Basically, it doesn't give immunity. For 8v8, I'll be using the Zealot because it's annoying as fuck and the dot interrupts on every tick. And then like PvE and stuff, and when I don't trust my healers, I'll use the Ally because it will stand there and heal you once you're below 50%. So note on quick bars, we have the disease and poison cure here from the charges on both my boots and my gloves. Always put them on there because like reactive charges on your boots and gloves are kind of worthless. It's a 5% chance somebody's going to hit them in the first place, and then you need another 10 or 15% proc chance on that. So somebody else can do the maths, but it's not actually that good. RAs at the moment with 3L8, the cap's just gone up today. It's Purge 3, Power 4, Wild Power 4, PD 1, Long Wind 1, and Focus 2 to make up the points. Focus 2 is super important just to make sure most of your spells are actually effective level 50, so you're only getting that 10% resist rate. What else on the quick bars? We've got the Cure, Nearsight from the Azure's Folly Staff, Heal Pet, the debuffs, Melee Style from the Champ Resists. We're going with standard buff line so that you have the champion resists, the heal, the 5% melee resist if melee gets on you, and then on the other CL line we have the buffs, the base buffs to your pet, and then you get, so you can quick buff here with the macro, and then if I'm solo I'll use the base buffs from CL, and then if I'm duo with a bard I'll just buff the strength con and the dex quick with your one-handed out, so you get the buff bonus. Other things on the quick bar, this is the energy nuke here in case that you're in an Eldritch group, otherwise you'll be typically debuffing Elemental and then resisted Elemental and then nuking your light nuke. Down here is a load of power charges. We've got the 10% AOM charge from the ring, buff macro, alt 4, range charge from the gem, that's quite nice to have up, heal, and then a macro. Basically I can just, if I have to recast my pet in the middle of a fight, I can just spam alt 1 to make sure it's a Lurikine. This is the buckler, control 4 is the buckler here for the snare, and my 3 most used pets, and then that is actually duplicative, and I've got my end and my boat as well. Quite a lot of Q-binds, but basically it's everything else that you don't see on my bars. So Demez Pet is alt 4, Control W is PBAE, Control R is the single ASR, which is really important to spam on tanks, and then Alt A is the AE one, you can see here, go off. What else we got? We've got Root, Stun, Light Nuke, Pet, Go Attack, bring the pet back, DPS debuff, which I'm still surprised that people don't realise this interrupts. Spam the fuck out of that. That's on G, one of my most used keys, so I can just spam it all the time. 5-second reuse timer. And that's what makes Enchanter one of the most mechanically hard to play, because you have your proper Zealot pet up, right? You need to be microing the Zealot pet, you need to be casting your own spells, but also like you can interrupt another target with the DPS debuff at the same time. So it's like 3 different mechanics, and the whole like running away and not getting hit, and you know, like staying away from stuff and being in range. There's a lot of things to consider on Enchanter, to be honest. And that's it, that's where we are. I think Enchanter's probably in a pretty good place for Season 2 at the moment. I think the Run Rank 5 is a 2k ablative. It's pretty average actually. It's probably like a 5 out of 10 in terms of RR5s. But aside from that, I think it's just in a solid place. I think it's pretty good counter, quite frankly, to melee groups, which may be prevalent when the ML10 weapons drop. And then also, like, if people just want a solo Enchanter, they can dual spec to light as well. I actually have Enchants as my secondary spec at the moment. Did I type that wrong? Dual spec 2. Must be out of combat for 1 minute. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I do have a dual spec at the moment. I grinded the 10k BPs, but there was a bug, so I'm currently Enchants. But I will probably be light spec as my dual spec. But there aren't many circumstances at the moment where I wouldn't be mana over light. Sorry, I wouldn't be light over mana. So that's kind of okay for the time being. Have I missed anything? Just look at the old inventory. No, not really. Just got some random myths in there. I'll buy some more stuff, but I'm broke at the moment. It costs 20p to grind the Infernal sleeves. You probably would want to move it out of your first template. Just do a basic template first. I won King the Hill event like 10 times and nothing dropped apart from coins, so I had to grind it, so I'm poor as fuck now. Anyway, yeah, that's where we are. We're on Enchanter at the moment, but not forever. Peace out. Okay, I thought I'd just include a quick clip. Here's me and a bard in the 2-man zone. We're inking a 5-man mid group. We get some good opening CC. I go on the first target that isn't CC'd, which is the Skald. Trying to get that down quick. I debuff before the stun and start nuking. I get interrupted, but finish it off. We've got all the CC out at the moment. I'm now going to go into the Norse, have my pet assist at the same time again, but you actually see a hunter pop now. So I target the hunter, put the DPS debuff on him to interrupt him, and then put my pet on him now. Unfortunately, I missed that Daze that actually mezzed the hunter, and the pet breaks that, but you can't really see it. So the second target goes down, and now I want on the hunter. He puts his pet on me, I root it fast, I get out of the ST. I can now see the Thane casting on me. I put my DPS debuff on that to interrupt it as well. Go back onto the hunter, try and nuke the hunter down, get some good damage out on the hunter here. I see that the healer's free, so I target the healer, cast my DPS debuff to interrupt him. I see that the healer's free still. I put my pet on the healer. You can see the companion is on the healer. Go back on the cobble, try and nuke it down. I thought I've got him here. There's a healer insta. Unlucky, I thought I got him again, another healer insta, so that baited me into getting caught into melee combat a bit. I put the ASR debuff on him and also the strength debuff and kite away. Now we've got melee on both me and the bard, so I quick cast root on the hunter. I'm going to now root the Thane off my bard, and we're going to try and get some space. It's looking 50-50 about whether we're going to win at the moment. It's looking kind of okay. We've got 2 targets down, they're recovering, but lots of CC immunities on them now. I try to go back in to get the kill on the hunter again. Unfortunately, the bard DDs it to interrupt him. He didn't know it was rooted. I get the hunter on me, and a small mistake like that, 5v2, means it's over.